beloveds. I know I just finished one video, but I forgot to do a certain part. So this is the part that I was speaking about that I just really, really loved being able to get to this place. So here it is. What is yin without yang? What is masculine, not in harmony or united with the feminine? It is one way of existing. It is a choice to stay or rise above it and unite. Choose to live in harmony. This is going back to the beginning of your human existence, before separation of light and dark, before disease, before death, before Lilith, Adam, or Eve. Identifying personas, characters, or even plays. As I was not rushing to share what I have received, meaning I wanted the present to be beautiful. I wanted this child that I gave birth to represent the roots, ancestors, / my highest expression, highest self-expression, to highlight the fruits of the spirit. So I selected a shirt of many colors with an abstract puzzled motif, and for the bottom I chose a black skirt with the chosen script, African script, and paisley and flower mandalas and leaves in the colors of white and deep burgundy mahogany. So, beloveds, this was yesterday when I did this and I couldn't get the video, so I don't have that outfit on, but I've expressed what it was. Again, the shirt was, and this was important, the shirt was of many colors and it had an abstract puzzle motif. And if you listen to the video that I did before this one, it was about the puzzle pieces and observing the puzzle pieces and identifying. And so for the bottom, there was a black skirt that was chosen with African script. It was like, when I say African script, it was the Aiken, or it was loops and just stars and all kind of dots, and it was just really pretty. Let me keep going. This pairing was very specific, and then being led by spirit as to which way to wear, which wig to wear. That's this one. Which wig to wear? I was told the one my daughter gave me. Now this is a high maintenance wig, okay? It's got what I call coils or locks of curls. So in digging it out, I came across a few that were like we would be so much easier and just as cute, but my instincts were not to be trifled with today. So after digging, let me pause for a moment because I'm talking loud. Okay, sorry about that. I'm self-conscious about speaking loud so that the video could be heard and having my patio door open, so I closed it. So let me keep going. But my instincts were not to be trifled with today. So after digging in a couple of different places, finding a couple that I had forgotten I even had, I found it, the wig. And instead of just putting on my Mariah Butterfly music energy today, I put on Tina Turner Nom Yo Renge Kyom, and thinking about the meaning, not remembering the words, but what the energy felt like to me, what the energy meant to me. I went and washed this wig, brought it into my living room, and got comfortable to get ready to comb it out, or not. Even after putting baby oil and Vaseline in it, I had to go wash it 2 more times and then microwave some hot water and just rinse it and let it rest for a few. Okay, then I wrapped it in my big royal purple towel, came and sat down, had my computer chair to spread it out on and deal with. And as I began to deal with this wig, that now that it is wet and washed and is between my legs, as I began to section it off and begin to detangle it and then put oil and Vaseline on it so it won't dry out and go poof and laugh at me with its victory. And so I worked on the section which is tangled beyond logical comprehension, okay? And I quickly realized I have to start at the ends of the hair and go inch by inch, watching it curl itself back in the same twisted spiral patterns, almost like it's saying, "How dare you try to untangle me? Do you know who I am?" And somehow, this took me back to when I was a child on Sunday nights, when my mama would wash and comb and grease and untangle and rebraid my hair. And my hair is just like that wig, thick as the densest jungle. Think of a jungle now. Think of trying to get a rake and just get all the flora that is growing to act right and just lay down one way without retangling itself or following its own root pattern of growth. Think sheep's wool and combing it out. It's got a mind of its own, period. Now, I hated getting my hair combed. It hurt. It hurt me. And my mama would head and hand wrestle, which always, me and my mom would head and hand wrestle, which always wound up with me having a stiff neck, no pun intended, and getting popped upside the head or my shoulders. I could not keep up with the number of times I was told to keep my head still. Stop being tender-headed. Stop acting like she is killing me. Now, as I am sitting here with this wig, I began to understand the fruits of the spirit that my mother had and was sharing with me each and every time we did this. It's time to get your hair done dance every Sunday night. I realized it took devotion to me. I realized it took patience beyond normal patience to deal with me and my hair as I'm sitting here with this wig. It took the patience of a mama to wrestle with this hair. It was long and wavy and curly and tangled and came with its own attitude, joined symbiotically to my righteous indignation that this is what my mother did to torture me personally. And she could get away with it because everybody got to comb their hair, right? And as I sit here with this wig that is calling forth a calming patience that I did not even know I possessed, I realized I was enjoying this the same way I enjoy doing other people's hair, especially my children. Note, I said other people because I hated my hair. I hated doing my hair. But oh my goodness, I would braid my daughters and I would put it in pigtails and all these barrettes and beads and change it up. She had to sit down like every other day and get it redone. Mama, you just did it. Girl, sit your butt here, get your hair done. And it was a joy. And I wouldn't care how tired I was or what had been going on in my life or how stressful it had been to sit down and do that hair. And what I did not realize, beloveds, is that connecting with the ancestors. That is getting in that rhythm. That is doing what has been done for thousands of millennia. And when you lose yourself to it, there is no greater joy, no greater peace, no greater patience, no greater pleasure in the experience itself. You can't even put into words really what you're actually feeling, because it's so profound, so beyond you. I realize on that Sunday evening, my mama had spent all day cooking and cleaning and getting my daddy's clothes ready for work for the week, while I was outside playing or hiding in my room so she would not ask me to do anything. Then, after washing dishes, bathing me, getting my clothes ready for the week for school, she would sit down with me, all in my resentment and grudges for each and every time we have done this dance, remembering when she was loving and patient and when she was short-tempered and mean as hell, while I am sitting here wrestling with this wig that has to feeling and thought that has feelings and thoughts attached to it. I realize what my instincts, what my ancestors, what my guides, what my God, my higher self wanted me to learn by wearing this particular wig, and why they were so adamant. And it was on the bottom and I had to find it, and then when I found it, I knew I had to wash it and go through it, and that whole process. And what you're getting is what came from that process. And what I'm getting came from that process. About this dream, about my taking everything so personal, based on my mind, thoughts and feelings and conditioned responses and reactions, and my own self-awareness. That dream was just spoken of um, in the other video, Beloveds. I spoke about the dream that I had and all of the drama that was there and everything else. So, like I said, about this, all of this, what they had me do with this wig really sold it into my soul, you know, about how, when I say I took things so personal, how I take things. I take my mama doing my hair. I took it as she torturing me. That was my version of what was taking place. Never once did I see the joy and the love that she had in my hair and in grooming my hair. And that not only did that make me look good, it made her look good as well. But I never saw it that way. And I always hated my hair. And now, being like a plucked little vulture, I really wish I had some hair to be thankful for. My hair used to be very much like this and hung down to my butt. So this was such a beautiful lesson and reconnection. And it also took me to doing my daughter's and my granddaughter's hair, and how not to look at something as a chore or as something that's going to hurt and torture you, but to realize that this is tradition that you are honoring. And this is an ancient thing that is taking place. And you are part of it and in it. And just as your mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers sat between their mama's legs, this is your place. This is what being female, being mama, this is love. This is not torture. No matter how my mind digested what was happening to me, because it hurt, and how I viewed my relationship with my mother, and it, like I said, it took me on a beautiful journey. I'm in such a beautiful place because of this, and it's just beautiful. My cultivation of the fruits of the Spirit, and my sowing and reaping the works of the flesh. What a dance. What a divine, eternal dance that we are gifted to work out the choreography for. And that is the end of this, beloveds. But like I said, this was so very special to me. I did not know how much resentment and grudge and hate and disrespect and righteous indignation and judgment and selfishness went into me getting my hair done, and what it has resulted in, and where I am at this now moment, in my gratitude for my mother, for her patience, and for the patience that I learned in dealing with this wig and getting it to look like this. Okay, because it was a hot mess, okay? And now it's beautiful. And I know that the next time I wash it again and do it, I'm gonna brush it out even more so that it's more defined. I got these kind of twisted together, but it is what it is. But like I said, this was a beautiful journey, and I'm finding joy in the little things. And in this is growth for me. This is tremendous growth, because in washing that wig, I was present. My mind wasn't 50 million other places. I was present with it, and just open to the entire experience of it. And it was a beautiful, very beautiful experience. And like I said, that's what this video is about. And when I need to um, be reminded of just the joy and peace of, it's about remembering things, repattering, rewording, reweaving, undoing what the child put on something. Like I said in that other video, my mother would tell me there were things that she would do, especially I was 14 when my father died. And my father got sick when I was 12. And my mother was dating. My mother was, I believe, in her early 40s then, late 30s, early 40s. And my mother was always a very hot-blooded woman, I'll put it that way. And so when she was dating, when my father was sick, I hated her. I hated her with a hate that I don't even want to put out into this world in a description of it. And like I said, I wouldn't say anything to her because I had been taught to respect your elders. And you don't say anything to grown people, they grown. And she would look at me and she would tell me, one day you'll understand. You don't understand now. You don't even know how to piss straight. You can look at me like that, but you don't know. But one day when you're a woman, you'll understand. And I'm 54, and I'm just now truly understanding. So, beloveds, in the quest of self inquiry and who am I am not that little girl that was sitting down there and had not experienced enough life, but was judging what was taking place to me in such a way that formed my whole outlook on my relationship with my mother. And there were many things that happened. I was abused. I was taken away from my mother. But like I said, with this yin yang, with this narcissistic empath, with this sadistic mind and the masochistic self, I understand the dance that she and I did. I understand it now in a way that has freed so much emotion, so much repressed and oppressed emotion inside of me. That is allowing room for so many other feelings to expand, to grow, to exist, to be explored even. So again, I'm sharing this, like I said, and it was very hard to do. But it was so beautiful and so touching for me that, and it shows a level of compassion that my mother had, that I, and patience that I never even would have admitted or could have said I experienced from her. So it's a big thing. So that's it, beloveds. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to enjoy this video when I watch it again. And there are many mothers and daughters who have hard relationships. I have a hard relationship sometimes with my own daughter, but even this will help me heal and get closer um, with her, because I'm going to share this with her and I'm going to let her watch it. And I'm sure there were some times when I was doing her hair, she thought I was impatient, and maybe there were times where I was patient and in that groove, in that ancestral mama groove, and there were other times where I was frustrated and upset and mean as hell. So it's just very liberating to know yourself. So by whatever means necessary, beloveds, observe, observe, ask, pray for things to be made plain to you. Follow your instincts. Like I said, there were other wigs. This wig was in the bottom of another box, way in the back. And there were other wigs. Oh, pick me, pick me, pick me. And I was like, nah, I gotta do that color won't go with nah. I gotta get this one. That was the message. And I see what came from this. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Okay, that's enough. And of course, I'm not used to this mouth. There we go.